Hey Challenger, thanks for coming back to day two, technical landscape two. On in this technical landscape, what you are going to learn and take the challenge is the advance of what we learned in our video one. So let's get started and recap the story of Mr. Bob. But before that, let's have a quick housekeeping. As I said, this challenge is not about information, but this is all about transformation and the insights. So please make sure you are distracted, you are not distracted by the mobile or the television, and you have a paper and pen. And in this case, your paper and pen is nothing but your workbook. So please, in case you don't have, please go ahead and download, and please get ready to take a lot of notes. So let's recap. So as you know, right, Bob is very visionary. He has always curiosity to learn new things and transform his business. And based on that, on he empowered and he got promoted. He got promoted, and now he become the digital transformation consultant. And he has been given responsibility to to solve more and more complex problem. And he's ready. He's excited because he's now tech savvy. So in the recent past, in his role, he has been given the charge of transforming the complete shared services by leveraging the power of digital. What those digital? So let's understand one by one by the challenge and then by the technology. So let's understand. So challenge number one, you know, right? Shared services. It's a global shared services, distributed shared services. Thousands of people are working, and it's a very critical function. So when Bob is being deployed as a digital transformation consultant into shared services, number one, he's not sure. I mean, there are a lot of problems, but still it's all about, you know, human bias. Nobody has concrete idea what are the top drivers, what are the top five or top three problems where he should go and attack. So he's not sure about it. So the number one is top driver for the challenges. Number two, you know, right, shared services, I mean, there are multi-channel, and when the ticket comes, complaint comes, support function comes, this required a lot of human intervention to triage the ticket. I mean, ticket classification, assignment, making sure that it is reaching to the right queue. So you realize auto triaging was pretty much visible to everybody. Number three, as I said, the shared services were distributed. You were into Manila, handling the customer of EMEA, from APAC, from Japan, from China. So language was one of the barrier, and due to that, the shared services was unable to find the right talent into this specific language. Number four, what he realized, uh, I mean, the way the transformation is happening, the way shared services are operating, it's not pretty much digitally optimized. Essentially, mean that the agents who are dealing with the agents, they really don't know about the customer persona, who is the customer with whom they are talking, what is their need, and what essentially, how can they actually solve and delight them. And the reason being that what he realized, that the agents don't have the right recommendation for themselves and the right recommendation for the customer. So that we'll talk about. But these are the problem statement Bob the found, I mean, at the top five the challenges, and he thought of, rather than solving manually, he thought of leveraging the power of technology, and he will solve. The first thing first, he come across NLP, natural language processing. In the video one also we talked about a little bit, but let's understand. So the first thing first, how to figure it out, all the top driver, the problems, at least the bullet points. The one way of doing that, you go back, you interview, figure it out, talk to the people. Maybe you can apply process modeling, what we talk, but other way around is to, and by the way, the data is scattered, right? It's there into your voice, data is there into IVR, into chat, into email, a lot of logs, lot of SOP. So the best way of, I don't want to digress, but NLP, there is a subject called topic modeling. And topic modeling is a very interesting subject of finding the topic, finding the bullets from the unstructured data. So this is unsupervised learning, deep learning model where you can apply and quickly you can figure it out. So the one thing Bob decided to go along with NLP and the top modeling. Number two is ticket rising and assigning to the right people to make sure that tickets are landing the moment it's entering into the organization, it's landing into the right queue with the priority and the severity. So he decided to use the classification. So NLP, I mean, of course, there are two different components. One is the classification, and this required machine learning algorithm. But yes, NLP is primarily used for feature extraction and then the classification. So Bob decided to use classification problem of NLP. As I said, a language is one of the barrier for its shared services, and this required a lot of skill. So language detection, language translation, speech to text, text to speech, he thought of using this. Uh, know your customer. So, I mean, today in digital transformation, one of the pillar is to hear what customer says, what is his need and want, and what is the behavior. So text analytics, and of course, in text analytics, you have topic modeling, you have entity extraction, and you have also required a lot of machine learning algorithm. But he decided to use the text analytics, mainly driven by NLP, to know the customer, and last but not the least, the recommendation, and understand why recommendation is important. Look here, the first thing first, when any problem statement comes, 60% of the cases you have the repetitive problems. Those problem has already the solution. The only thing is it's not there into the centralized somewhere. So how Bob has decided, why not to leverage the historical data to predict the top three recommendation and let the agents take the decision if the recommendation are right or wrong. So at least that will improve 10 to 20% of the productivity. And number two reason is to recommend the upsell or the cross sell opportunity for the customers by leveraging the data. So these are five things, and I mean I would encourage you to go back and study about NLP from the business perspective, and you will get a very good idea about this one. So that's where Bob has decided to use the NLP tech stack to solve all his five problems. Let's move forward. Now, when he solved this problem, he has landed into a different kind of problem statement, and this is called all about learning, right? Because Bob always approach is to approach a small problem, solve this, and then try to approach the bigger problem, because organizational learning is also very important. So what he realized, the first thing, the engagement with the customer is not very much optimized. That leads to revenue loss, or that leads to the customer churns. End of the day, it's impacting the organization. And the reason being is it's the customers are being handled or landed into the organization using the multi-channel. And if I talk about multi-channel, sometimes through apps, sometimes through a website, chat, email. So it all giving an IVR, it's all giving a different kind of experience to the customer. So decided multi-channel to omni-channel. That's what he decided. Number two, IVR. You already know, right? You have already experienced Hindi ke liye ek dabaye, English ke liye do dabaye, for payment dial one, for refund dial two. And it's really frustrating to wait into the queue, and then once you reach to the respective queue, they will say you are not landed into the right queue, and then they will route to somebody else, and then you keep speaking the same problem statement. So what Bob decided, this is not very optimized way of doing that. Number three is communication and collaboration. So what essentially mean that, uh, I mean, there is no single source of truth, that when customer will land, somebody will 100% provide the solutions. The customer, I mean, the agents keep routing to one department to another department, and then customer keep speaking the same problem and again, and this is frustrating. And collaboration is, I mean, due to silos way of working, nobody has the solution available at one shop, and that's what Bob has decided to solve this problem. So how to solve, I mean, these problems are very big problem. Then how to solve this problem? And look here what Bob has decided. So he decided to deploy, at least into the first phase, is to solve the FAQ. I mean, deploy the chatbots from multi-channel to omni-channel, and text as well as a speak, a test as well as a speech, and at least 40% of the FAQ question and answer, let the bot answer. And of course, human in loop will always be there. Number two, what he decided is AI contact center. So rather than having traditional broken IVR, is to go with AI powered cloud powered AI contact center, where the customer will be speaking to the virtual agents, not the human agents. And then there will be a lot of integration with SAP and CRM, and really customer, this will give a lot of information to the customer. And last but not the least, recommendation, that is prediction, recommendation and prediction. And this is very interesting subject of recommendation of NLP, and prediction is machine learning to to predict all the kind of communication and all the collaboration. I mean, to empower the agents to give all the information at the first hand, rather than agent approach to somebody else for information or SOP. Let's consolidate all the data and recommend to the agents, predict to the agent, these are the solutions for this problem. So this is what uh, Bob has decided to approach the problem statement using chatbot, AI contact center, and machine learning and predictive, analytics. Now, once he moved forward, he come across a different set of the problem. And the problem was what he realized, that when COVID approach, I mean, the social distancing and completely digital way of walking has become a new norm, and it has really forced. So what he realized, I mean, vendors are the source of the income, and now there is no physical activity, no vendors are getting up, onboarded. So number one is, of course, physical contact was one of the issue. Number two is the vendor onboarding was pretty much human driven activity. And of course, when vendors are not coming into the system, if they are not acquiring, there was a lot of revenue loss. So this was one business use case. The other thing was, again, after the COVID, the employees started going back to the organization. So there is no attendance management system. So he thought of how to solve this problem by going through digital channel. So he thought of using computer vision. So number one, if you study about object detection, so object detection is one of the very interesting subject of detecting any object. So this will help you to detect who is the human, what essentially is wearing. He has specs, he has, it can detect anything. And it's pretty easy to train the model and detect it. Number two is the face recognition. So face recognition function, part of the computer vision, helps to detect the right face. You must be wondering, it's not mature, premature. The answer is not. It's pretty mature, but of course there is always the chances of getting failed. Spatial analysis is all about video movement. So it takes the frames from the live video, and then again it can apply the detection, it can apply the face recognition, it can apply any kind of stuff to figure it out. And last but not the least, this is facial expression is all about behavior analysis. In fact, Bob decided to later point in time apply the facial expression to figure it out, what is the expression of the people. How people are reacting, how their face, they are smiling, they are frustrated, and then kind of apply employee churn, or maybe employee behavior analysis, or maybe the happiness index and the matrices. So look here, in computer vision, what he thought of uh, translating into opportunity is object detection, face recognition, spatial analysis, facial expression. So that is the future vision. Now now what is into his backlog is, look here, when the vendor onboarding happens, it's very critical for any organization to assess the vendor worthiness, his credit worthiness. Really, it's worth onboarding the vendor. What are the chances the fraud vendor is right or wrong? This is what it's need to validate, and this is very important for the vendors. This required a lot of analysis from social media, from news, etc. Number two is the vendor churn. So if I have very potential partnership one vendor, what are the possibility this vendor may leave, and that will impact my entire my factory, my production, or maybe employee churn. What are the possibility that a specific set of employees may leave my organization, right? And last but not the least, in shared services, when you have the thousands of people, how can I really go back and predict the workload? What are the possibility in next 2 to 3 months, how much work I'm expecting to get it, so that at least I can predict my bench, I can predict my work, so that properly I can do my workforce the overall all optimization and the assignment. So look here, and that's where predictive analytics comes into picture. So when you have a problem statement of predicting the vendor worthiness, really it's worth or not, it's a completely binary prediction, 0 or 1. That's where your logistic regression comes handy, that it will predict 0 or 1. So he decided uh, with a data scientist, logistic regression is a good algorithm to apply. Number two is your churn prediction of vendor and employee, and churn prediction is also a typical logistic regression problem statement of binary classification. This employee will leave, this vendor will leave or not leave. Number three is workload optimization, and workload or optimization is very interesting subject of time series data prediction. And if you study about time series data prediction, Aroma model is very interesting, exciting algorithm to apply. So he decided to use the time series data uh, uh, in order to optimize and predict the workload prediction, that what kind of work he's expecting. And last, what he decided is to forecast, production forecast, sales forecast, inventory forecast, everything. And there he had decided to use the linear regression. So these are the all, these are, I think everybody should be studying about logistic regression, linear regression, binary classification, multi-class classification, time series prediction. These are very popular. And in fact, even though you are from business and operation, you must be study about it. So this is a brief about the different technology landscape, but I do not want you to just you watch, listen. Please start noting down the similar kind of business use cases that you think that exist into your business function that you can solve. Why? Because unless you will not solve, you may not be able to create opportunity for yourself. This is what exercise. Please take a pause, note down, and then at the last today at 9 p.m. we are meeting live to clarify all your doubts, take up your question, and review your workbook. Don't forget to join today at 9 p.m. Even though you have not done your exercise, please meet live and then we'll learn a lot of stuff. So I'm super excited to help you transition and transform your career. In case you are excited, and I believe you must be excited, join today at 9 p.m. in order to clarify. Thank you. See you live.